Welcome to Symbol Tech Working Bench. Welcome back, my friends, to another video. So today we're gonna talk about a tube amplifier. Is Primaluna Prologue 5, which is a friend of mine. He bring it over because was not working, was properly dead. So practically he tried to put KT 120 and run it with it. So I saw also some videos in YouTube on guys talking too much that you can put whatever you want, tubes, blah 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 blah, which is wrong. Just if you go to read the manual say you can go with KT 66 up to KT 100 maximum. So KT 120, they are a bit more stronger tubes and required to do some modification, definitely, what I already done, in order to run those ones. So let me bring here the amplifier and show you what I done. So this is the amplifier that I'm talking about. How you can see is KT120 in, because I already modified and I did all the work in order to can run with these tubes. It looks like that, just one LED in the front and that's it, and has some ECC82, two of them, has two ECC82, one here, and in the middle two 12AX7. But actually the original should be here two AU7s, but they run also good with these ACC82s. But the main problem was that was not running with KT120, because that's why my friend, he used them and he destroyed the amplifier. So I struggle a bit to figure out what's wrong with it, what I needed to figure out to fix it. And I'm gonna open, and I have some photos with how it was before and how it looks now, so you're gonna see the difference, what I did, what modification I did in order to upgrade that now run very easy without any problem with these tubes. So let me just turn it over like that and open here at the back to show you all the modification that I done to this one in order to work with KT 120. So practically this is how it looks inside now after I did all the work. So practically, in order to run with KT120, you need to upgrade here transistors, because these ones are the one that make the voltages for the positive and negative for the op-amp. So practically when I start to do the troubleshooting to understand what's going on, what's wrong, what's broken on it, so I start to measure all the voltages that they show me here. So this one can stay also like that. So I measured all the voltages here on the capacitors, all the voltages, they was correct. And when I get here, it was a voltage that I don't have it. So here the negative voltage was missing, because was missing also the negative voltage to the op-amp, so that's why the auto bias was not working at all. So following the schematic and traces, I get it was here underneath a resistor that, because here are all the components what I changed on this amplifier. So let me show you the resistor that I find it over there. That visually was looking good. You even don't notice that it's something broke on it, because was facing like that. So as you can see, looks everything perfect. But when you twist it to the other side, here it shows that something it's happened. So it was here burned. So practically, I changed this resistor with one exactly the same, with this one as 3 watt resistor, and it's turned back alive, but not with KT120, because before to start also I asked my friend to supply me some tubes below 120. So he supplied me some KT66, which are over here. So I have 4 of them. So when I started troubleshooting, I put the original tubes inside, like what in manual say that can run with. So I put the KT66 and I started troubleshooting, measuring the voltages and everything. And as I say, I figured out that was missing that negative voltage, which is the one that working with the bias. So after I change this resistor, I take out the op-amp, the tubes outside, start again measuring all the voltages, starting from the anode plate voltage going down to here, and it was everything all right. So all the voltages correctly. I start putting in all the tubes, KT66, not 120, and I give a try. The sound was a bit crappy because these ones, they was before in. So this capacitor, if I look, it's very crappy. So now they have new ones, very nice capacitors. The other one was also very crappy. Those ones here that are the signal part, they was also looking horrible. If you can see here, those were before. This capacitor was before, and they was looking horrible. So there is 4 of those, and now there is this white that matching with those ones. Then I change also these capacitors. Before they used to be these ones. Don't look at this one, because these ones, they was there, and I'm gonna tell you the story about this one, why they have different color. So keep them aside for those ones. So those ones are 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's those ones 1, 2, 3, 4 that are quite old. So it's good that I put some new capacitor in. Then also here, if you can see, this one changed the color, is more dark than this one, because there is few of them here next to the transistors. Those one are the one that they changed the color. So I have few of them that they change the color drastically. Have a look on these ones as well. So practically, before they using just only some BC's transistors. So this one are some few milliamps that they can draw up. But what happened when you put the KT120 is drawing more current, so they couldn't handle. So that's why first the transistor go not short, because if I put a measure it show me that it's become like resistors between the pins. So first the transistor, then they destroy also the Zener diodes, and then this one did, because all the power was coming on this one and all the draw current is coming in this one, and this one failed. So once I put in then the KT120, still I had inside all these components that are in the table here, so those ones and these ones. Even for 1 minute, the resistor that I say I changed, this one that was burned, it's get very hot. And also here, if you can see these four, there was 3 watt resistor, also those ones they get a bit warm, so I needed to increase to 5 watt. So I switch it off and I check why, because I wanted to do a troubleshooting to see how it's changing the voltages with KT120 and this stuff. So I couldn't do it because was not resisting. In less than 1 minute this one was almost in fire. So practically I checked some data sheets and I discovered that instead of these BCs, they require the collector emitter voltage 100 volts. So I find tip 41 and tip 42 Cs that are working good, because before was too much hot here. That's why these ones they change the color, and the orange one they change also the color, because due to too much heat around. So I'm on the mini, if you can see on this one that working with the what this one is, the tip 41, yeah, the tip 41 is getting a bit more warmer, so I needed to use also a small heat sink on it. Now it's okay, because I also tried, for example yesterday I come back from work and I enjoyed the sound for this one for more than 4 hours and nothing happened, was running smoothly and really pure sound coming out. So practically I changed the transistor, I changed the diode Zener, if you see I put there the new ones, I changed all the capacitors, and these resistors I increased the wattage, and then here should be another resistor which is the 2 watt, this one, but because this one is the one that working with the negative voltage, so also this one was getting warm. And as I said, the one that I put the first one was getting warm. So actually a 10 watt resistor was going perfectly, but the 10 watt resistor I couldn't find these kind of types that they can be mounted to a bracket. So I end up ordering 25 watt, but now are more than enough. They don't get even touching warm at all. So those are at best now. So practically this is the 3K, each is the 3 watt and 25 watt, and now it's 2K here. If you see, this is 2K, so it was there, so I wanted to eliminate as much I can heat from around the capacitors, because see the capacitor is too much next to each other, so I was trying to eliminate as much I can. So now I tested with my multimeter, because also I have an upgrade that I need to show you. I bought a new multimeter when it was the Black Friday, and this one measure also temperature, so I test the temperature there on a radiator of this, on a heatsink of this transistor. It's not going more than 50 degrees now, and now it's not that much problem with the capacitor around. So you can see I turn it on, I connect also my mobile to it, it's on, you can see it's silent, doesn't make any noise. And yeah, the KT120 in. It's a massive hit coming in here, and let's see how that sound now. Back to silent, doesn't do any noise. I was about to do also a RMS power check between this one and between KT120 and KT66, but I just today received my resistors that I am planning to make a dummy load in order that I can do an oscilloscope test with the RMS control and check. Let me just turn it off, and when they get a bit cool, I'm gonna just come back with the same song and put inside the KT66, because now you can run from KT66 up to KT120. But as I say, don't try to do that one before you do that modification that I did over there, upgraded in order that they can run. Because if you put just straight away like that, how it's from the factory, you're gonna blow up the amplifier. So if you might want to run with KT120, do that modification what I did and then put it in. So now I have in the KT66, the KT120 are here in my hand. You can see this one. Okay, let me find one that written on the top, it's still clear. So you can see this one are the KT120. So this one are KT120. So now we have KT66 over there, and everything is power on, connected to my mobile, connected to the speakers. And let's see how sound the KT66 now. Yeah, run nice also with the KT66, run nice with KT88, and so on up to 120, because that's the maximum that I had, and that's the test that I did in that one. So I'm gonna repeat again, please don't try straight away to put KT120, you're gonna destroy the amplifier. First do that modification what I did, and then you can run it. So I hope you don't get bored with this video. I just want to share with you guys the experience with the Primaluna Prologue 5. That is not like how that guy say on YouTube that you can run tubes how you like. So if you want to run KT120, do that modification. And if you can see on my last few weeks, I'm upgrading a bit my working bench. So you can see I just made kind of shelves over there in order that I can figure out my things. So I have some new things, like in the front, the top there we have the signal generator, then the new soldering station with also air gun, hot air gun soldering, and I have the PC USB oscilloscope here. And soon I'm gonna have a standalone one. The power supplies underneath over there, multimeters everywhere. So I have 1, 2, and I have another one behind over there. Soldering wire and stuff like that. And I just add also that monitor over there, like that, when I want to use an oscilloscope, or practically also this one that I buy recently when I'm doing some SMDs. Is like a microscope that it's helping me to do some soldering SMDs, and I can also show how it will gonna might look if I turn on my oscilloscope. So let me just find the oscilloscope where it's here around. Okay, I find it, so let me just turn it on, and I can show how looks the oscilloscope. I'm gonna have it to that screen, and when I do some measurements, so there I have my oscilloscope. If I can just plug it, I can give you a small trial to see how that oscilloscope work. So you can see I'm gonna have the oscilloscope in the front of me, and I'm gonna do also some on the future, because first I need to build my dummy load with this 100 watts resistor, 8 ohms, and I'm gonna do a dummy load with a switch that I can do 4 ohm and 8 ohms, and I'm gonna next videos are gonna be more nice, because I can do also some tests, like showing you also the RMS power that I can get, and these things from the amplifier, like also some distortions and stuff like that. So yeah, please subscribe, activate notification bell, stay tuned. Like that you're gonna receive notification when I'm gonna come with the new videos, because I have a lots of things to do more. Until the next videos, they're gonna come soon. I can say for now, bye bye and have a good day. Thank you for watching.